YellowDinghy.com.
Hey guys, welcome to YellowDinghy.com. It's Mario, and I'm doing a game glance on Brink.
Driven to this! Driven by the intransigence of the founders! Driven by the brutality of Mokuil!
Some have formed a resistance that vows to seize power and search for life outside the Ark. Ark's security force says we must have order to survive. So, to maintain order, the Ark was divided. And now we're out of time.
So the setting is in the future, where society has built a city afloat called the Ark, and it was designed to be self-sustaining. Over time, normal society is plagued with floods and is essentially in an apocalypse brought about by water. The Ark is forced to relocate, and becomes a safe haven for those that are running from the terror that is the rest of the world. Over time, society on the Ark becomes unstable, and eventually the Ark becomes divided, which is made up of security forces and the rebels. The story involves you taking a side as either a security member or as a rebel, and playing out the trials ahead.
Capturing the health command post.
Ready for this, brothers? An hour ago I was making my kids breakfast. Then I get the call and get given this gun. And now...
Was the movement just about spray-painting slogans for you?
No, it's just kind of sudden.
The actual campaign isn't really a campaign, it's just the multiplayer with bots instead of online gamers. That being said, the actual story you play through is very simplistic, and not really gripping at all, but the cutscenes are a nice break between levels. The levels are objective based. The objectives are pretty much variations of protect a person or vehicle, or get something to either hack it, fix it, or steal it. To complete these objectives, you have different character classes. You have a soldier who is the master of destruction. There's the medic who keeps everybody alive. You have an engineer who's a builder and fixer. And finally you have the operative, who is the spy, who can hack stuff and detect landmines. When you're creating your character, you can select a body type, which is the size of your character. If you have a bigger guy, he isn't as fluid in his movements, but he has access to bigger weapons. If you have a smaller guy, you have access to less weapons, but you have access to more of the map because you're more agile. The actual character movement in the game can be accomplished using the SMART system, which stands for Smooth Movement Across Random Terrain, which gives you that mirror's edge fluid movement feeling in your travels. As you level up your character, you can use XP to unlock new abilities that are general or class specific. And by completing challenges, you can gain access to new weapons and weapon accessories. The SMART system makes for very friendly user inputs, making the motion controls very solid. The actual shooting dynamics are also well done. The multiplayer, like I said before, is the single player. So if you have a group of friends, there's potential for lots of fun. As for the graphics, the game has a very interesting look, which is leaning more towards fiction rather than reality, which is intriguing. The cutscenes look fantastic and the character designs look great. As for the in-gameplay graphics, they are good. However, at times, things take a while to load or just look fuzzy. The in-gameplay audio effects all sound solid. However, the team chatter gets pretty annoying because they keep calling out the same stupid orders, and it gets to the point that you just don't care what they have to say. As for the voice acting, it's okay, which is hard to judge because the character scripts overall are weak.
Coming for the supply command post.
Dead. He was the only trained pilot we have. We'll never get off the Ark now.
Moving!
Brink is a fantastic idea, however trips and falls at times in its execution. The gameplay lacks variation. It's always the same stupid objectives over and over again. But this only becomes evident if you overplay the game, which most gamers do when it comes to multiplayers. The actual storyline is also weak. It lacks substance. And the different character classes are irrelevant because they all play the same. But overall, it's an okay shooter, with a semi-innovative way of moving around with the smart system. I would be cautious shelling out cash to pay full price for this game. I would start by renting it, then going from there. That was Brink, and that was a game glance from YellowDingy.com.
Enemy spotted!
5 minutes left.